Hey guys, it's Deligracy here with a Q&A video. I'm very excited because there were some fantastic questions and this has been under demand for quite a little while now. But why is your name Deligracy first up? Okay, well, it's kind of a nod to my childhood and it also incorporates a hint of my actual name. But when I was younger, when I was really little, I wanted to write a storybook about a girl and it was a fantasy book. And I went through a dictionary and I pointed to random pages and grabbed out random syllables from different words and put them together to create the word Deligracy. And I continued to use that when I used to play games when I was younger and write stories, and I guess it felt appropriate for The Sims because it's kind of like another way of telling stories yet again. So yeah, when did you start to play The Sims? Well, I reckon I can give quite a few of you a run for your money because I started to play The Sims not in The Sims 3, not in The Sims 2 or The Sims 1. I actually started to play The Sims when my dad brought Sims Town home. I believe the game was created in 1995, so that is totally old school. But yeah, I loved Sims Town. It was amazing. I was really little, so I don't remember lots of it, but I do remember the hamburger venue, and it was like this freaky clown on the exterior with like a hamburger. It was awesome. And then I played Sims Safari, and that was really fun too because you got like all these animals and you kind of had to run your own safari camp, and that was pretty cool as well. So I've definitely been simming for a very long time. Which Sims YouTuber did you enjoy watching most before you started up your own channel? Well, I guess the first time I discovered the whole YouTube simming community was through the beautiful Queen, who's now a shining star beaming down on all of us simmers. I discovered her when I was deciding which expansion packs to buy, and I saw her reviews on YouTube, and then I discovered her Let's Plays, and I loved them. I watched lots of them, and then last year I was in Europe, in Italy, and for a school trip, and I became really quite sick there for about 3 weeks, so I had to kind of stay inside when everyone went out exploring, which was kind of like, I was pretty Deborah about that. So then I watched lots of Queen, and yeah, I guess I loved her Let's Plays and they cheered me up a lot and got me through that difficult time. I then discovered James, which you guys all know I gained a lot of inspiration from because obviously, well, he pretty much taught me how to build from watching his channel. And then I also loved Andrew Arcade. Do your friends know you do YouTube videos? If yes, how did they react? Well, quite funnily actually. To be honest, not many of my friends know, very few of them know, just really a couple of really close ones. One of them, who I refer to as my wifey, because we're very, very close buddies, besties, she burst out laughing in public. I don't know if it was just the shock factor or if she just thought it was so typical Deli because she knows how much I love The Sims. I don't know, but that was pretty funny. She is very supportive of it though. Another friend, she actually was really into it because she's also a YouTuber, and then there was another one at uni who actually saw me on Twitter once accidentally, and then she kind of drilled me about why I had 2 Twitter accounts. Obviously a personal and a YouTube account. My family also know because otherwise I would be like speaking to random people at 3 in the morning, or at least that's what they would be thinking, even though I'm actually recording videos. So they know what's going on as well. What are you going to call your subscribers? I love this question. I have been referring to you guys as Simlies. I don't know, I guess because Deli, Simly, you know, you might get it, you might not. But my sister was saying you should totally call your subscribers delicatessens, but it just sounds like I eat a lot of deli food, to be honest, like from delis, so I don't really want to call you guys that. If you have ideas, let me know in the comments down below. I would be very interested to see, because it'd be nice to be able to say something different than hey guys, because, you know, half of you are girls, so let's see what you guys can come up with. What's your favorite expansion pack and stuff pack, and which ones do you think are worth purchasing? Well, I mean, that's a really tough question because it really depends on what kind of Sims player you are. But if I had to choose myself, my favorite expansion pack would have to be Seasons, just because I love what Seasons brings to the game in terms of a whole new dimension of gameplay because of the weather. It just really enhances the realism in the game, which I absolutely love. In terms of the actual gameplay, probably Generations brings a lot to the game as well. Particularly because you can hold box parties, you know, your teens can throw a party if their parents go away, you have graduation, there's a lot of kind of life milestones there that I think are fantastic. And of course I love Isla Paradiso as well, so I don't know, I can't choose. And stuff pack? I would say that my favorite stuff pack is Outdoor Living. I think it came with fantastic furniture. I really like it. I also love Create a Sim because there was some great, you know, clothes and whatnot in that, especially for males actually. But yeah, and I also like probably Master Suite stuff pack as well. I think that's definitely a pack to recommend. 2. If you could include an expansion pack into the game that isn't already there, what would you pick and why? Well, I would say that I would love to have an expansion pack like The Sims 3 Neighbours or something like that. I don't mean to reference the Australian show Neighbours. I just mean as in it would be cool if your Sims could like go to their neighbour's house and have more interaction between them and kind of make them a little bit closer. So I don't know, you could kind of like have the girl next door and the boy next door that you could crush on, or maybe you could like take welcome muffins over if a new family moves in or something like that. Another expansion pack which I think would be cool would be like The Sims 3 Romance, where it just have enhanced romance options for your Sims, because that is a huge part of my gameplay, particularly. I think it would be cool. One thing would be cool would be if your Sim has an affair and has a baby with another Sim that they're like not married to. I would love it if their current spouse reacted to that random child, or like had some hatred towards the child or the other father or something like that. That extra detail would be really cool in my opinion. What made you get into graphic design and interior design? Well, I guess graphics and art throughout school, probably since primary school has been my strongest subject. I've got really good feedback on it, so it was natural for me to enjoy it and continue it throughout university now as well. So I was very lucky to get into all the unis I applied for. There's quite a scary interview process in Australia where you have to show folios and it can be quite competitive and whatnot, and you go to interviews, but yeah, it's been very enjoyable for me. What type is your current laptop name and specs, and what is your new laptop name and specs? Well, first of all, I don't actually play on a laptop. I play on a desktop, and it's a Mac. I'm a Mac user. I need to use Macs for my graphic work, for the Adobe suite, but my iMac, my old one, was just like a basic 27-inch iMac. I think I put extra RAM in it, so it was 16 gig. It played The Sims pretty well with all expansion packs. It was just a little bit laggy at times. My new iMac is, again, the 27-inch iMac, but it's pretty much full specs almost. It's got the higher graphics card. It's got, I think, 32 gig of RAM. It's got what else? I think a terabyte hard drive, and yeah, so it's definitely been upgraded a lot. I also have a 1.5 terabyte hard drive as well to save videos and whatnot on too. What is your height? My height is 168 centimeters, which is 5'6". Favorites in terms of band, movie, artist, food, and color. My favorite band would be The Naked and the Famous. I adore them. My favorite song is I Kill Giants. My favorite movie is Father of the Bride 1 and 2. I think it is such a funny movie. I also like 21 Jump Street as well. That's pretty cool. And my favorite artist would be Steiner Pearson. She's a fashion illustrator. I would also say Renee Grau, who is also an Italian fashion illustrator based in Paris. My favorite food is nachos, and my favorite color depends on what the color is for, but probably the most universal color I like is grey. Will you show your face? This question has been asked so much recently. right now I'm not comfortable showing my face in its entirety just yet, but my aim on YouTube is to get to 10,000 subscribers at one point. So if that happens, I think by then I can tell you guys I'll be ready to show my face by then, but for now I'm not. Sorry. What single item from The Sims 3 would you like to have in real life? Well, there is a bed from the base game which I adore. It's like, I've forgotten the name, but it's like just a plain wooden bed, but it's got kind of like a strip of metal on the bed head, and also the sides of it kind of extend beyond the mattress. It's really cool. And it's all timber, which I love. What other video games do you play? I play Nintendo 64 with my sister. We adore it. It's really, really fun. We play Mario Kart, and I know it's really old school, but I swear nothing can beat Nintendo 64. We play, like I said, Mario Kart, Super Mario, Snowboard Kids, and our favorite games would be Zelda Ocarina of Time and Zelda Majora's Mask, because I think that was the most beautifully designed game ever, and the soundtrack is so gorgeous. I love it. I love it. But I also have been playing The Last of Us 2, which I think is a really awesome game on PS3. Would you ever design or decorate a house that was the opposite of your style, and what would that look like? Well, definitely. I mean, I like to design houses that aren't my style, but that are my Sims that I create to their style. So I've been working on a kind of gothic house, which is probably the opposite of my personal taste. Anything dark and gothic is just not me. But yeah. What are some of your non-sim related hobbies? Well, I live near the coast, so I love the beach. I love getting a tan, being active. I love, obviously, The Sims, but that's not the question. I really like to jump on my trampoline. I like to go out. Oh, and I really like bubble baths as well. and fashion, that's another one. Do you use cheats in-game or only for building? I do use cheats in-game. I use Motherload to kind of set up families if I want to be playing a really wealthy family, or I want some wealthy families in my town to kind of create the storyline. I'll definitely use cheats, and I have been using cheats as well to kind of make friends in a town initially, but then once I start playing the game, I don't really use cheats that much, unless I'm wanting to get a lot done, and I'll just kind of balance out their needs before I start my gameplay. What is your favorite painting from The Sims? If you guys have watched a few of my videos, you will know that I pretty much died when I realized there was a tapestry in Supernatural that you could make into any pattern from creative style that you wanted. I adore it. Where do you get your inspirations from? Well, to be honest, I get a lot of inspiration from fashion blogs on Tumblr. I love looking at fashion blogs. I know some of you might be like, that's kind of weird, because how do you get inspiration for interior design and builds from fashion? But really, just by looking at the colors and the different textures that are fused together, I get a lot of ideas from that. I also look at houses around me. If I'm going out for a jog, I kind of keep my eyes open for different houses that I like or that look interesting to me. But that's pretty much it. I guess most of it comes from my I can't talk more. Most of it comes from my imagination. Stone walls or wood paneling? Wood paneling for sure. What do you listen to while you build? Well, I've actually created a Spotify list if you guys do want to listen to my current playlist I've been listening to while building, but I really listen to a broad range of music. I like kind of indie music, I like pop mainstream music, I like music from the 80s, techno, dubstep, love a bit of dubbers, all sorts of things. So check out the links below if you do have Spotify and want to kind of check it out. What do you look like? Well, I guess I have olive skin, I have brown hair and brown eyes, and yeah, I'm pretty much an average build, average height. That's pretty much me. How is Australia? Well, Australia is a pretty cool place. It's awesome. The people here are really laid back generally, have a great sense of humour. There's beautiful beaches that are really, really clean and lovely sand, and I don't know, it's a lovely place to come, and we have really cute koalas and echidnas and joeys and kangaroos, so totally come down under it. It's a good place to be. And finally, what are some Sims 3 things you want carried over to Sims 4 besides the obvious creator style? Well, obviously I love creator style. I really hope they have, you know, an adequate something to what we have now, and hopefully they do. The other things that I would like carried over is really basically just the whole humor in the game, the quirkiness of the game. It's what makes The Sims The Sims, and I hope that they keep that. Another thing I hope that they may have is Sunny the Clown from Sims 1. I hope he returns, and yeah, that would be good. And Chinese food. I want them to bring back Chinese food. I think it was in Sims 2 University, and that was awesome. Thanks for all the questions, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it interesting, or I answered some of those questions that you were hanging out to ask. And yeah, leave in the comments down below your reactions to what I said. It'll be interesting to see what you thought. But anyway, I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, or afternoon wherever you are, and I will speak to you soon.